Hello my lovelies, hope you're all well. I thought I'd do something slightly different for you for the month of February. So I'm going to do individual readings for the 12 signs. And we'll see how that resonates with all of you guys. There's an awful lot of shifting energies around. So I thought if I broke it down into the 12 signs, you'd get a more sort of in-depth feel to what's going on. Okay. Hello my lovelies. So I'm going to be doing 12 individual readings for you for the month of February. So we're going to start off with Aries, and I've chosen some cards for you, and they're oracle cards rather than the tarot, because I feel there's a different energy that comes across with them. I've chosen 4 for you already, and I've spread out another set, and we'll choose one together at the end. So I don't know what the last one's going to be, so it'll be a nice surprise for all of us. So the first one that came out is a little angel card. There we are. That's communication, and there's 4 little angels there and a telephone. So I feel for you that there's a what may have been a breakdown in communication between you and another, or you and a group of people, that will be sorted out in the very near future. Also, there's a feeling of where this breakdown may have occurred, you've both got the wrong end of the stick. So there may be some among you watching this who may have heard something from another person or a group of people, and you might have misheard it, or it's been miscommunicated to you. And I'm taking you back to last year when we had the final Mercury retrograde. So there's a feeling that there was something that came up as an opportunity for you, either within a work situation or a personal situation with someone, where something was said and it was misunderstood. So it's like there's been a cut-off, there's been silence between you and another. And that is going to change. There's a feeling of either you decide, or I'm going to sort this out and then it's clear, or the other person gets in touch with you. But I feel it's very necessary that you do this, recommunicate with each other, because then that will give you clarity, that will give you a clearer view on what all this situation was about. So during Mercury retrograde periods, Mercury rules all forms of communication. So when Mercury goes backwards in the sky, we can mishear things, we can misconstrue things, things can be miscommunicated, they can be lost, you can lose text, you can lose letters, you can lose parcels, and they show up a bit later on, or when we have the next Mercury retrograde. So we've got that coming up for us in March. Wonderful. So between now and then, there's this opportunity for you to pick up the strings again. So if you may think that something is lost, something's gone, and it's never going to show up again. But what this is telling me is that there is a message either coming to you or for you to pick up on and do something about. You may have a dream. You may have a sense of I need to do something about this, and it would be a very good idea if you did, because once you have clarity on this situation, you can either move forward with it or say, well, that's clear now, I don't want to take this any further, I can leave that behind me, it doesn't serve me anymore, and then you can move on. I've chosen a self-mastery card for you, and this one is purpose. So the first card leads into the second quite clearly, in that if you weren't clear on the purpose of the other person in this communication or miscommunication, that is now coming to the fore, and you'll be able to see much more clearly as to what steps you can take. So you can take step towards this person and situation, or you can take steps away from and close the door. And the wording on it says, As a master, I'm motivated by the meaning of life, persevering regardless of all obstacles. I never deviate. So if this is a work situation, this is about you persevering, going, trying again, phoning up again. So if there was say for example, a job vacancy which you applied for and you didn't hear anything back, there's an opportunity for you to contact them again, and the job may still be available. So they may have had other people apply for it, but you are the right one to go ahead and actually get that job. So it says, I never deviate. So even if there are obstacles around you, I persevere regardless of all obstacles. So if you've set your heart on something, say on a new job, or a new relationship with someone, or joining a group of people, because I get the sense with the communication card, it can be more than one thing. So it doesn't just have to be a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be a job vacancy. It can be more than one thing. So as you take action and you recommunicate, something really good can come out of it. So it will give you clarity of purpose. So what is my purpose in life? What am I here to do? So if you've been working in a job, or you've been in a relationship that you feel is going nowhere, then there's an opportunity for you to either close the door on those things, or to communicate at a much deeper level and get a better understanding of what's been going on around you. And I like to choose an animal medicine card, because I work with animals and an animal communicator, and I can talk, they talk to me, animals talk to me, those that are alive and also those that have departed. So I like to use these medicine cards because it gives me a communication on a level that when I share it with you, it will trigger something off. Okay, and this one is squirrel energy, and the number is 26. So 2 and 6 add up to 8, and 8, when it's laid on its side, is the symbol of infinity. So you can see that behind me in my painting. This is like the universe and the symbol of infinity running through it. So there's no beginning, no end. Things come into our lives and they move away, and they come and they move away. And sometimes they come in different guises. So if you've had a series of rocky relationships, this can be a time for you to be able to recognize, I'm playing the same old record, I'm playing the same old program. It's a different body, but the same energies are coming from that person, and it's time I recognize that, and I want to take my life in another direction, where I attract in somebody who doesn't play that same old program. Then again, this is about communicating, not just with them on some level, but also communicating with yourself on an inner level, and asking yourself that question, what would happen if? So when we have open-ended questions that we put out there to the universe loves to reply to us. If you limit the question to either a yes or no answer, then that limits us to only having 2 options. So squirrel energy is about, if you imagine a little squirrel in the autumn time that gathers lots of nuts and digs little holes and buries them for a later time. So the squirrel energy is about gathering food, gathering information, gathering what you need for the future. So on some level you might not know, well, what will my future be? Will I have abundance? Will I have prosperity? Will I have enough to actually live on? And it isn't just about food, it's about resources. So with this situation around you that's to do with communication, it's gathering those resources. So it might mean that you need to do a bit of research, that you might need to ask some questions of certain people or groups or institutions and such like, before you make a final decision about where it is you want to head. So I've got a little mini version here. And it says, use time and energy properly, waste nothing on negativity, gather the rewards of stewardship. So stewardship is being able to gather things to you and put them in order so that you can see clearly, well, I've got enough of that, I've got enough of that, I might need a little bit more of that. And all of these things combined will help you move beyond the situation that you're in at the moment. Waste nothing on negativity. So worrying about something and all of the what ifs will only delay what it is that wishes to come to you. So using your time and energy properly. And I get the sense that there's a all right. I'm hearing that there's a breakthrough for you. There's a sense of a lot of time that you have spent dwelling on things which could have been in the negative. This is a turnaround. There's a big turnaround for you, and I'm hearing that by March, and I'm being told by the 12th of March, things will have turned. I know this is reading for February, but you know it can move into the other areas as well, and other months, etc. So by the 12th of March, you will have much more clarity on the situation around you. So I've then chosen for you one of Doreen Virtue's lovely Archangel cards, and this is Life Review. So it looks like the universe is asking you to do a bit of homework. It's more to do with decluttering your mind. You can declutter your home as well, so do a bit of spring cleaning. And the Life Review is, it's not about beating yourself up, so I've done this wrong or I've done that wrong, or looking at your failures. It's more to do with ticking off the boxes of what you have achieved and looking at what would I like to bring into my life over the coming year. And what it says is take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So if you've had a skewed idea or vision of what you thought about this person that you need to communicate with, or with a group of people, or the job that you're doing, rather than putting blame on them or putting blame on yourself or beating yourself up about it, you can literally take an inventory, make a little list of the pros and the cons, and as you list these things, again, have that open-ended question. If I did this, what would be the outcome? And then do some free-flowing writing. Just, you can tick off your boxes of the list that you've made, but also if you do a little bit of, as I say, free-flowing writing, just allow your higher self to guide you to some sort of answer. And when we ask the universe for a sign or a signal, be clear on how you go about asking that. Again, not just a yes or a no, but what would be the outcome of this situation if I did that or I chose that. So I hope that gives you a bit of guidance about what the things that are going on around you. I feel also that because February is a short month, you may start to feel that you have to rush at things and you have to get certain things done by a certain time. The first 2 weeks, I feel that you will have a feeling of momentum, of really getting things going, and that lovely fiery Aries energy as you start to move in towards your own sign, which is coming up in the next month or so. You can feel that momentum taking you forward, but if you go too fast and you go too far, you can burn out, because Aries is fire and ruled by the planet Mars. So if you don't wish to get into conflicts with anybody or arguments with anybody, it's finding a pace, finding a level of motion that feels comfortable for you. So the first couple of weeks you might start to feel, oh yes, I'm going to go for this straight away, and you're all gung-ho and fired up, literally fired up. But then by the third week and the fourth week, you may start to find the rhythm, find the motion that feels more comfortable to you. And what I'm hearing is something may be presented to you, so it could be an opportunity presented to you. And it's a bit like Tigger, jumping up, you're jumping up and down. I want it now, I want it now, I want it now. I want an answer now. So you could get frustrated, you could get fed up with waiting to have an answer. But it would be best for you just to find that pace, find that rhythm, find that level, because something even better could come along out of this situation, something that you hadn't even dreamt of. So the cards I've spread out and haven't chosen yet, they are well-being cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So it's the teachings of Abraham. So all to do with the law of attraction. So I'm going to choose one for you guys, and hopefully it'll apply to me as well. So we'll see what wants to show up. Okay, right. Okay. So, yeah. I inhibit no one. We each create our own reality. And there's a beautiful dragonfly. You see it on there. So I inhibit no one. So that means I don't get in the way of anybody, and I don't get in my own way. So, and as we create our own realities, we can either do it in the negative or we can do it in the positive. But and as these are well-being cards, it's finding that way of moving forward, finding that momentum without inhibiting anyone around you. So you're not stepping on any toes. And it says, as you find vibrational harmony with your desires, you are never inhibiting or preventing anyone else from living what they are creating, but you are controlling and creating your own reality. So with the law of attraction, as we talk about the vibrational harmony, every emotion has a certain vibration or resonance. And whenever we are in vibrational harmony with our emotions, things come to us very, very quickly. So we create things very, very quickly. Now, if you are in harmony with an emotion that is negative, you will bring to you negative circumstances to do with that emotion. So if you're fearful or if you're anxious, when we resonate with those emotions, that's what we bring into our lives. So ideally, as you're working through this energy of February, which is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's spring and it's a feeling of, yeah, last goody goody, all these plants are starting to come up out through the earth, and you've got more light during the day, and this feeling of anticipation and exuberance, and it's that lovely fiery energy where things have been asleep for a couple of months through the winter, and you're feeling inspired to get moving and grooving again. So when we are inspired, inspiration means breathing in, and inspiration. So your spirit, your higher self, your soul's purpose, it's about it lighting up, and you taking the steps that are required to actually magnetize people, situations to you to manifest what it is you desire. So as you find vibrational harmony with your desires, so this means not working on or thinking about the lack of it, because when you focus on the lack of something, that's what you get, the lack of it, so it can't show up. So find the vibrational harmony with your desires. So it's daydreaming and imagining that you already have it. And another very important thing that I always do in my life every morning before I get out of bed are my affirmations. And I always thank the universe for things, even though they haven't arrived yet. So whatever your desires are, not just through February, but the coming year, is to thank the universe daily, and not say put it in the future. Thank the universe for whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that you're asking for, and thank the universe for it already being here, even though it hasn't arrived yet. So when you order something off Amazon, so you're scrolling through and you think, oh yes, I'm going to have one of those. You press the button which says that you've bought it, and then you pay your money, and then you expect it to arrive within however many days, say 3 days. Now, you wouldn't get onto Amazon every day or phone them up or text them or email them and say, where's my stuff? It is said on the order form, this will be delivered to you within 3 days or 5 days or however long. So they've informed you. So when we ask something of the universe, if we keep saying, where's my stuff, it hasn't arrived yet, you're actually blocking it from arriving. So when we put it out there, know that it's going to come to you. And then you bring yourself into alignment and harmony, vibrational harmony with what it is you've asked for by thanking the universe that it's already here. You have to practice it. And the more you practice it, the faster things will show up for you in your life. So I hope that's been of some help to you. If you'd like a private reading, all the details are in the box below. If you would like a painting, I do inspirational art. I also draw guides, your spirit guides, and sometimes departed loved ones show up as well. So if you're interested in any of that, as I say, the details are in the box below. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. And I look forward to getting back to you again in March. So I wish you lots of luck, lots of love, and see you then. Bye.